Well, hello there. We meet again at another Project Zomboid video. About a month ago, I made a video consisting of 40 tips and tricks for Project Zomboid, and you guys seem to really enjoy it. So here are 30 more tips and tricks for beginners. These will go over how to survive, how to upgrade your skills, use guns, and perform various medical procedures. Anyway, with nothing left to speak about, let's get right into it. Surviving can be very difficult, so here are some items I highly suggest you should always have on you, no matter where you go. A full bottle of water, some sort of food that you can snack on, 1 or 2 spare weapons just in case your main one does break, bandages to patch yourself up if you do become injured, and a pen or pencil. Fire stations, police stations, and army surplus stores have some of the best loot for early game, which include weapons and armor, so if you want to get really OP quickly, go there. I've always found it really useful to have the health panel open in the bottom right hand side of my screen so that I can always see what percentage my health is at and if I become injured and how badly that injury actually is. Now, this might sound like the most basic thing, but always close doors behind you, because the last thing you need to be doing is looting up a house and a zombie comes up behind you and gets you. Yeah, not a good way to end the world. Always sleep with your windows and curtains closed, or you might wake up to the sound of a neighbor wanting some sugar. Speaking of curtains, you can actually make your own by using sheets. There are 2 ways to get sheets. You can either A, remove curtains from other houses, or you can just find them. After you get these sheets, you're able to attach them to a window and use them as a makeshift curtain. Warehouses can be full of great loot and weapons to help you amazingly on your journey to survive. However, I would highly recommend waiting until you have a decent amount of medical supplies and weapons before you go in there, because they can have a lot of zombies. If you ever need medical supplies and you don't have any on you, go to any house and in their bathroom, you will almost always find some. Guns in this game are so much fun. Now, while they can mow down absolutely anything in their path, they are so f***ing loud, meaning that any zombie you kill, a couple more are just going to replace it. So, in short, just don't use guns. Easy. Moving on. If you ever find yourself with a broken melee weapon, here are some items you can actually use to repair it. Duct tape, wood glue, and adhesive tape. Now, while all these materials can repair every single melee weapon, different melee weapons will require a different amount, so just make sure you keep that in mind. Here's something pretty cool. You can destroy garage doors with any weapon. However, axes will do it faster.
Hello there.
Now this one's a big one, so pay attention. Always make sure that you set up your generators outside, otherwise you're just gonna die. Generators make a lot of noise, and as of Build 42, there are 4 different types of generators. The Premium Technologies generator has a noise radius of 20 tiles. The normal generator that we're all used to also has a noise radius of 20 tiles. The old generator, being the loudest generator of them all, has a noise radius of 25 tiles. And lastly, the Value Tech generator has a noise radius of 23, so just above the usual. Whenever you're going past houses, always check their letterboxes. They might hold something useful. Hey look, Spiffos is hiring. I think that we can all agree that cars are pretty bloody useful. But did you know that in order to hotwire cars, you need to be level 1 in electronics and level 2 in mechanics? However, there is a way to bypass this and unlock cars day 1. Upon making your character, choose the burglar occupation, as you'll get the burglar trait, which will allow you to hotwire vehicles day 1. Now always remember that the world will shut off electricity and water within 0 to 30 days. So you should use this time wisely, so you should get food, water, and acquire a generator, including the knowledge on how to actually use one. And don't even get me started on trying to find that bloody magazine. In case you didn't know, zombies are actually attracted to light, so try not to leave any lights on at night. Uh-oh. I know it might seem kind of obvious, but play the tutorial. Trust me, it outlines everything regarding basics. It outlines how to use the health system, how to move your character, well, you know, that's a shocker, and how to loot. I don't know why, but it wants you to eat a dead mouse. Don't actually do that in the in your real world. Yeah, that won't be good for you. The tutorial's great. Now, when the power goes out, so does the water. So you're going to need a way to get water. Now, there are many different ways, but this one's pretty simple and is very easy. You build this beautiful thing called a rain catcher. Now, a rain catcher will, in theory, catch rain. This will then redirect it into any sink, as long as you build the rain catcher above or next to it. The only thing that might actually set you back is the ingredient for this establishment, and it is rain. Now, if your carpentry level isn't high enough to make a rain catcher, there is another way to get water. Water dispensers. These can be found in pretty much any building that has an office in it, as well as police stations and fire stations. Just remember that they are not infinite, they will run out of water eventually. If you sneak up behind a zombie with a sharp, short, blunt blade, it will instantly kill it. Using guns at low level is never a good idea, so if you are going to be doing it, I only suggest these two weapons. First up is the M36 revolver. This gun is extremely common and easy to use at low level. It always hits its shots most of the time, which means you'll get more XP towards upgrading your skills. And the second weapon is every single shotgun. I say shotguns because all they do is spit bullets. You point, you shoot, and you hit, making leveling up aiming and reloading skills very good. Panic is the effect your character will get if he is around or in the presence of any zombies. Panic will not only affect your vision, but also your strength and accuracy of weapons. However, the longer that your character survives, the less likely he or she is to becoming panicked, as they will become used to being around the zombies. To lower or prevent panic entirely for a short amount of time, you can take beta blockers. Beta blockers can be found anywhere in bathrooms, medical centers, or even just a fire station. And based off how many you take, will determine how much panic you lose or how long you will actually not gain it for. When planting crops, always ensure you plant them 2 spaces apart. This will ensure that if one crop does catch a disease, it will not spread to the others. Have you ever wanted to just cheat your way through the game? Well, to make these videos, I actually have to. So I thought I might show you how you can actually enable cheats. In your Steam library, right-click on Project Zomboid. Click on Properties, and in General, under Selected Launch option, do -debug. Then launch your game, and now you will have a little icon where you can access a ton of dev commands. If you ever need to go to sleep in a car and want to do it safely, park the driver's side up against a wall. This will ensure that no matter what, no zombies can get to you, even if the passenger side window breaks. Guns will jam more frequently based on how good or bad their condition is. However, shotguns on the other hand will never jam, no matter how bad their condition is. If your gun does jam while you're in a tough situation, press X. This will immediately unjam the gun. And those were 30 more beginner tips for Project Zomboid. Now, if you did or didn't agree with these, I'd love to hear your votes in the comments. And if there are any other video ideas you think I should do, also drop them in the comments. And until next time, I'll see you later.